Concern arises when a dog steadfastly refuses to let a baby sleep alone, causing unease for the baby's parents. However, as the truth unravels, it jolts the parents' convictions and compels them to contact the authorities in an urgent manner. Mark and Nicole, partners for a decade, received extraordinary news that filled their hearts with joy. Nicole was pregnant. This revelation held immense significance for them, given the struggles they had encountered while trying to conceive. Parenthood had always been their dream, but the business of their lives prevented them from settling down and starting a family. Fortunately, they managed to create space by reducing their work hours and actively trying to conceive. However, their path to happiness was far from smooth. Years earlier, they received devastating news that Nicole might face infertility issues. This revelation shattered their confidence and left Nicole feeling inadequate as a woman and wife, unable to fulfill her husband's desire for a child. In his unwavering love for Nicole, Mark resolved to bring her solace. He ventured out and adopted an adorable young dog, aware of Nicole's fondness for animals. The moment Mark arrived home with a lovable pet, Nicole's tears of sadness turned into tears of joy. The dog became a symbol of Mark's unconditional love and support for Nicole. It represented his determination to see her happy and the strength of their bond. Together, they embarked on a new chapter, ready to face the challenges and joys of parenthood. The arrival of the dog infused their lives with newfound happiness, reaffirming their commitment to one another and their shared dream of building a loving family. She named the dog Max and poured all of her love and attention into it, helping to raise the young dog for the next few years. It was the perfect tonic to help cure the sadness of not being able to have a baby. Those years flew by, and while Mark and Nicole once again became happy, they had never given up on their dreams of having a baby. It was lucky that Max was in their lives, though, as whenever they were down, he would pick them back up. It was as if he understood that his owners were going through something, and it was his job to make them happy and protect them from that hurt. But one day Max started to do something strange. He would not leave Nicole's side, and he would follow her wherever she went, even if it was only to use the bathroom. He did this for several days before anyone became concerned. But when Mark studied the dog, he could see nothing wrong with him. But the situation only got worse that evening. After eating at the dinner table, Mark and Nicole went to sit down on the sofa and watch TV, but before Mark could take a seat next to his wife, Max jumped up into Nicole's lap and started growling. Usually Max loved to share the sofa with both of his parents. So what was wrong with him today? Nicole had a theory, albeit a crazy one, and she slipped away to test that theory out. 15 minutes or so later, she walked over to Mark with tears in her eyes. Max was right there at her heels looking up at them. It was at that point that Mark noticed the pregnancy test in his wife's hand. Looking closer, he could make out a single word, positive. Nicole was pregnant. They hugged and cried in happiness, before they both thanked Max for being so loyal and protective of Nicole and the unborn baby. 9 months flew by, and before they knew it, Cher and Mark were the proud parents of a beautiful baby girl. They named her Sky in tribute to Max's bright blue eyes. When she arrived home, Nicole found Mark, Max, and her best friend Amanda had all prepared her treats and got her gifts as a surprise. Amanda even volunteered to help look after Sky whenever she could, and Nicole gratefully agreed, saying that she could become known as Auntie Amanda. But it soon became apparent that Max was not ready to stop being overprotective of Nicole or Sky just yet. The first night at home, Max begged to be as close to Sky as she could, to watch over her, and got her as she slept. Mark and Nicole thought that the dog's behavior would subside after the birth, but if anything, it got even worse. It continued, and after a few weeks, they were getting pretty fed up with his behaviors. They loved Max very much, but his clinginess and unwillingness to leave their side without getting angry was draining them. Sky's welfare was their number one priority. One day, Mark decided to arrange to go on a date with Nicole. They had not been out since the birth of their daughter, and it was a nice excuse to get away for a few hours. They arranged for Amanda to come and babysit, and excitedly got ready. Nicole found herself very nervous to leave her baby with someone else for the first time, but she trusted Amanda and forced herself to go out and enjoy herself. But even Amanda couldn't calm Max down after Mark and Nicole had walked out the door. The pair could hear the dog barking as they got in the car and drove off. Mark and Nicole had a wonderful date night and discussed everything from Sky to Max and his behaviors to what they wanted to do next as a couple. It really was a welcome break, and both of them were glad they got out on that date. Mark worked in a government agency and loved to tell Nicole little tidbits about what he did at work. She always hung on his every word, but all of a sudden Nicole got a call. It was Amanda. Apparently, Max had tried to bite her. Cutting their date short and rushing home, they found that Amanda had put Max in his cage. Sky was fast asleep in her crib, and Amanda was sat in a chair looking worried. Mark and Nicole apologized profusely and checked that she was okay before she left for the evening. Thankfully, there had been no harm done. They let Max out of his cage, as he was now acting calmly. As they retired for the night, Mark happily strolled toward Sky's room, where he intended to sleep on the floor next to the crib. Meanwhile, Nicole and Mark made a pact to address their dog's troublesome behavior in the morning when they were more clear-headed. However, in the midst of the night, Mark suddenly awoke with a realization. He remembered installing security cameras around the house, accessible via his laptop. Curiosity compelled him to check the footage, hoping to uncover what had transpired between Amanda and Max the previous night. To his confusion, last night's footage had been deleted. Digging deeper into the archives, Mark's blood turned cold as he discovered extensive deletions. What sent shivers down his spine was the realization that the deleted footage only pertained to Sky's room, spanning every night since her birth. Determined to uncover the truth, Mark discreetly installed a new camera in Sky's room, ensuring that the feed was directed to his phone rather than his laptop. A few days later, he cautiously opened the camera app on his phone, only to be gripped by sheer horror. He immediately showed Nicole, prompting her to scream and urgently reach for her phone to call the police. Their startling discovery propelled them into a race against time, determined to confront the sinister mystery that had infiltrated their lives. The authorities swiftly arrived on the scene, confirming the shocking discovery. Someone had been breaking into Sky's bedroom every night, silently entering and leaving through the window. The police meticulously analyzed the footage, revealing the intruder to be a woman. However, this was no ordinary stranger. It was Amanda, Nicole's trusted best friend, who happened to be a foreign intelligence agent stationed in the area. Unfathomable as it seemed, Amanda had befriended Nicole years ago with ulterior motives, to get close to Mark and gather intelligence on his government agency work. The truth left Nicole and Mark incredulous. How could their friend betray them in such a manner? As the police searched Sky's room, they stumbled upon a concealed compartment built by Amanda over the years. Inside, they found incriminating documents related to Mark's work, long-range transmitters, as well as money and passports. Despite an extensive international search, Amanda eluded capture, leaving her intentions and the identity of her handlers shrouded in mystery. What remained certain, however, was Max's astuteness from the very beginning. He had sensed something amiss, his protective instincts triggering his attempt to bite Amanda. Max had not only safeguarded Sky, but had also vigilantly watched over the entire family. For this reason alone, Mark and Nicole would forever regard Max as their hero. His loyalty and intuitive nature had proven invaluable, earning him a revered place in their hearts for the remainder of his days.